This video is brought to you by Gamersubs. Use code MHB at checkout for 10% off your next order. A couple of months ago, Jak and Daxter: The Lost Frontier was ported over to the PS5. And while I enjoyed the game well enough, it wasn't really the Jak and Daxter game I was looking for. However, it was a step in the right direction, as what I really wanted to see was more games like this getting some love from Sony, and they'd continue to add more games from their extensive library to the PS5. More retro titles from the PS1, PS2, and PSP, and in particular, I wanted to see Daxter make an appearance, and it finally did. Daxter is a spin-off of the Jak and Daxter series, developed by Ready at Dawn as their very first game, releasing in 2006 for the PlayStation Portable, revolving around, well, you guessed it, Daxter. Based during the events in Jak 2, where Jak has been captured and Daxter is all on his lonesome for a couple of years. This was one of my favourite games on the PSP as a big Jak and Daxter fan, and as soon as I heard the game dropped on PS5 with trophy support no less, I knew I had to finally revisit this game after almost 2 decades. And of course, grab that oh so sweet Platinum trophy. So, was 9-year-old Jimmy right about this banger, or is 27-year-old me going to be bitterly disappointed? Let's find out. As always, if you do end up enjoying the content, be sure to like the video, comment below some more Platinums you'd like to see me tackle next, subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos, and go over to twitch.tv/MayorHairBear where I streamed all of this Platinum Trophy journey live. Now, being a new release, there was no guide or trophy list rating, if you will, about Daxter, so this was going to be a play the game and figure it out type of journey. From the trophy list, it looked pretty straightforward at least. I just hoped, unlike The Lost Frontier, there weren't any missable trophies, which thankfully, there aren't any. But after 18 years, my memory of this game is basically non-existent, so let's change that. I started upstream, booted the game up, and away we went. Daxter begins with some quick background setup for Daxter as a character before we jump into the events of Jak 2 when Jak is captured by the Crimson Guard and Daxter promising to save him before he knows it. Then we skip ahead 2 years later. Daxter talking himself up but still yet to actually save Jak. It's here we meet Osmo, who wants to hire Daxter for some bug exterminator jobs, first needing to learn the basics, but not before snagging our first trophy. To find all... Oh, you're hired. We gotta meet Osmo in the shop. Got our first trophy already. That is insane. We did nothing. Grabbing another on our walk over to the West Side Hotel. Not these again. And for good measure, another one for entering our first level. Daxter's on the job. Okay, enter the West Side Hotel level. It's here we get our first real taste of the main gameplay mechanics at play here, mainly being to take out a whole lot of metal bugs, for now just with a trusty fly swatter, and some classic Jak and Daxter platforming as we explore the environments looking for more precursor orbs, which this time around we'll need to find 500 in total. Sounds more daunting than it actually is, but I'll get back to that later. As we explored the level, we stumbled across a couple of extra items that at the time I had no idea what they were for, but turns out they unlock things in another mode yet again I'll get back to. All you need to know is we got 2 more trophies for picking these up. Look how cute it is. What does it do? And with one job done, on to the next. This time taking place at a construction site. I'm scared. Hard hats required. Where we snag another collectible. Bug juice. And meet a new character called Taran, who despite having enough of our crap, gives us a new weapon, poison spray, which stuns our bug friends quite nicely. We're seeing Jak and Daxter. Taran the engineer? Okay, cool. I thought it'd be lethal. We take out some more bugs and move on to our next mission, first meeting this game's antagonist straight from Cyrodiil, Caden. Stop! Which I had to look up since he's a pretty piss poor villain. Regardless, we need to start making Osmo some money or Caden is going to take the shop away from him. Our next bug quest sees us on a hover bike where we take on our first queen, which has us basically just cutting her off a couple of times to get the kill. No fly zone. After this mission, it's time to head to bed, which is where if we have enough precursor orbs, we can play some minigames where Daxter goes pop culture hopping with our first foray into the Matrix. Here is where I went for the trophy Daxter the Great for earning a gold rating in any minigame, which is just unlocked for surviving long enough. Hell yeah, kill me. Daxter the Great. Back into the real world, we're off to fix the brewery, once again meeting up with Taryn, who upgrades our bug sprayer, so now we can jetpack around, one of my favourite new additions to the gameplay. Mean green spraying machine. Not here for drinks. God damn, this enter the brewery level. This is so crazy. I did see in the Jak and Daxter subreddit, because I was looking just to make sure if people knew if there was any missables, because there is missables in the Lost Frontier, and people were not happy with this trophy list. Like, too easy. While trying to fix the brewery, I snagged a trophy a little earlier than I should have by using my poison spray paired with an open flame to get some flame-throwing action and killing a bug. Yeah, what's that? And nothing quite like toasted carapace. We fixed the brewery with a minigame that really tested that monkey brain of mine. Does this pay off my tab? And our next job had us trying to stop some bugs destroying the transit system. And every city needs one. We do what we do best, culminating in escaping a runaway train. Full steam ahead! And taking on the Hive Queen down below. Don't bug me, please. Next up, the old strip mine is having some great Star Wars grind. Mind my mind. And once we take care of that mess of bugs, we had enough precursor orbs to head back to Dreamland to play 2 more Dream minigames. This time taking place in the lands of Braveheart and Helm's Deep, which gets me excited every time. Sleepy Retreat. Again, these minigames, while simple, are such a blast. But back to work, this time to take out 3 queens in Breezy Valley, which once again just sees us driving around trying to cut each one of them off to win. And stay gone. Now you might be thinking, when's Daxter going to try and rescue Jak? He's barely been mentioned since the beginning. Well, it's time for him to get back into the picture, because as we walk the streets, we spot Jak in a prison zoomer and need to try and chase it down, which almost gets us captured in the process until Osmo's son Simon gets us out of this mess. But ultimately, still unable to free Jak. It's here we also learn old Cyrodiil Guard is working for the leader of the Metalheads from Jak 2, and is trying to shut Osmo down because, well, it's bad for the Metalheads. Daxter to the rescue. With Jak still captured, for now all we can do is more exterminating, this time on a docked tanker. Bug-infested boat. Which is where, through exploring, in heavy air quotes, we collected our 250th precursor orb collection. Hey, you can never have enough. There we go, we're halfway. And before leaving, get our own sidekick in Tick. Off the tanker, Taryn appears once again to give us a new upgrade, this time in the flamethrower Pyromaniacal. And we head to the distillery discussion. This place needs maintenance. And fish cannery. Don't feed the fishes. To clear out the bug problems. With those jobs done, time to take out another queen in the Emerald Forest with Simon. Waterfly of the Isle. With another queen taken care of, as I left the Emerald Forest, I found one of the hidden masks behind the portal, putting on a friendly face. And back to the construction site. Don't look down! And strip mine we go, grabbing our last weapon upgrade for the game in the ultrasonic grenade launcher. Look. Extreme bug infestation. With our new toy, we take out 3 bugs at once. There we go, experimental carnage. And while destroying the bug eggs, grab our 500th precursor orb. Alright, last one. Boop. Keeper of fancy eggs. That was good timing. As I said, these precursor orbs worried me initially. I mean, 500 sounds like a lot, but that's only half the total amount, and you can easily grab this trophy and barely look for them. They're absolutely everywhere. With the eggs taken care of though, time for another queen boss battle.
Hive mind.
With the job well done and our 500 precursor orbs, it was time to finish all the dream minigames with a Matrix training scene, Daxter battling the Balrog, and some classic Indiana Jones action to round out the upgrades and minigames.
God, bugged. Sweet dreams.
Still my favorite moments from this game, these are great. Back to work, it was time to head to the lumber mill for some bug squashing action.
Yep, part-time lumberjack.
And back to the Emerald Forest after that for another queen fight, but this time with a handy turret by our side.
Target practice.
It's time to head back to the tanker yet again, only this time it's all about getting Jak back.
Like again, uncovering the truth.
On the tanker we find that the cargo was headed to the Baron's palace, so after narrowly escaping the tanker exploding, we go sleuthing in the palace.
Oh my god. Expert negotiator.
Until we find the prison schematics and get the hell out of Dodge. Back at Osmo's, old mate is trying to shut the place down, killing Tick in the process, the bastard, and rigging the shop to explode. Somehow, Osmo survived, but the shop is destroyed. So now we have two missions. Get revenge on Caden and free Jak from prison.
Finishing the job.
Turns out Caden is also a metalhead, so it's time for a final fight. All this work only to find out the front door was basically open the whole time, but hey, after 2 years we finally freed Jak, and that's the story of Daxter complete.
Friends together again.
So what's the final trophy we seem to be missing? Well, it's for the other mode called Bug Combat, a sort of Pokemon inspired battle involving rock, paper, scissors combat, and it's terrible. But at least you don't have to win the battle. You just have to play around, and with that quick defeat, Daxter's Platinum Trophy was mine.
Bug Sport. Woohoo! 42 and Bug Boy Extraordinaire. That was not how I wanted that platinum to end. I didn't realize that was so, yeah, an L mode. I would have done that probably before we finished the last thing if I knew. But we got it done. We actually won and done this shit.
So after a single 6.5 hour stream, currently top 20 in fastest achiever too, if I do toot my own horn, what did I think of Daxter's Platinum and the game in general? Let me start off with the game itself, because this game is still so much fun. I had a blast revisiting this game, and in terms of the port from PSP to PS5, it both runs and looks great, which isn't always the case with these types of games. The story is sort of whatever, only really picks up towards the end in terms of tying everything together, but the gameplay is great fun, the combat and platforming are a good mix of classic Jak and Daxter with new additions, the minigames are still so damn fun even if really simple, and it was just great reliving a childhood experience and have it hold up so well. Now in terms of the platinum, it is really easy. I'd give it about a 2 out of 10 in terms of difficulty, and it is quite short, taking between 4 and 10 hours to complete. It could have probably used a bit more challenge, even a 101% trophy since the precursor orbs are pretty simple to get, but I still had fun with this platinum regardless. If you have never played Daxter before, I highly recommend you change that, because this is one of the PSP's finest. It holds up incredibly well, and it's a great beginner style platinum for new trophy hunters to maybe get them interested in the hobby. But now I need to see Secret Agent Clank make an appearance. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far into the video, make sure to leave a comment with Otzel Army to let me know that you made it to the end. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave it a like, because it helps let me know that you enjoyed yourself. Comment below some more games you want to see get platinum next, as well as answering what's your favorite game from the PSP era? Thank you to all the channel members for that extra level of support, and special thanks to those in the Bear Club: G&T Papi, Jackie White, Nugget, Dark Wolf, Daniel Fitzgerald, Scott Unwin, Steel Vanguard, NPO Crusader, Zafado, Nef, and Lug Knights. It really does mean a lot to me. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Go give my socials a follow if you fancy @MayorHairBear. Join the Discord server to have a chat. Go and chuck me a follow on Twitch if you want to see some of these platinum journeys live, or MayorHairBear VODs if those pesky time zones don't line up for you. And I'll catch you all in the next video.